Hi everyone, thanks so much for taking the time to look into my channel today. We are going to do a reading all about angels. My name is Andy, I'm having a great day, thanks. I really hope you are too. So angel cards today, and actually let me apologise to anyone who was waiting for the live stream last night. I'm afraid I fell asleep. My daughter is moving into a new place, so I'm doing lots of kind of fetching and carrying and stuff. And I had a nice big meal. I answered a message on YouTube Studio at about 8:30 last night. The next thing I knew, it was about 3:30 this morning, and I'd just been fast asleep, not really doing anything, so that one got missed, I'm afraid. Busy week here, so I will be back with the live on Sunday at 9 p.m. Absolute promise. I'm going to set an alarm clock and do whatever I've got to do to make sure I'm there, because I love doing those live sessions. So sorry if you were waiting for that, because it never happened. But there we go. In the meantime, between now and Sunday, we will do more uploads, and today I was looking around for some inspiration, thinking what can I make a video about, and my Angel Bible popped up, and this is a great book by Hazel Raven. I strongly recommend it. It's not always in print. It comes in print, out of print. I don't know why they don't just keep it in print, because it's very popular, but stick it on your Amazon wish list if you can't find it, and sooner or later you'll get a notification and it shall be yours. Anyway, so we'll do an angel card reading today. It's going to be a 5-card picker card. There will actually be 5 tarot cards going with the angel cards, just to take us a bit more deeply into it. And I'll do it as a 5-card reading, but the idea is you can pick 1, 2, 3, 4, whatever combination of cards you actually want, because this is engaging your higher self with it, and this is making it more of a free will thing, really. And there's a thing that goes very strongly with the way the angels work and with the way they do the good that they do in our lives. We must always ask the angels, and people sometimes say to me, you know, why is it we've got to ask the angels? If there are angels, particularly our guardian angels, surely they know what we want. Why do we have to ask and ask and ask? And why do things not happen if we forget to ask? And the answer, as I found as I was thumbing through this book, is it's quite a simple one when you really think about it. Tells me in the book here, and this book is very authoritative and tends to be right about the whole thing. It really, that's why it's so popular. See, the angels, although they serve us all the time, although they help us all the time, they don't exactly work for us. Their main boss, as it were, is the divine energy of the universe, the great spirit. You might even say God, for want of a better way of putting it. And that's who they work for. And it's through the benevolence of the divine energies that they actually do all these things for us. But they are under the direct command of God, of the Great Spirit. And the Great Spirit has told them that free will is very important, because it really is. We are given these lives, these incarnations, so that the soul can learn and grow and develop. And so the experiences that come to us are experiences that need to come to us, even if they're the less happy ones. So we must always ask for the angels' help, because it's our free will, all to do with our mission. And every one of us has got a mission in this world. So you know, we have to ask the angels. Anyway, let's get down to business and ask the angels to give us 5 cards to look at. We'll turn our attention to the table. So, here is our pick a card reading. We have 5 angel cards from Ask an Angel by Tony Carmine Salerno, working out of Blue Angel Galleries in Australia. He is wonderful. And of course, 5 cards from Tarot in Wonderland, a deck which we seem to use all the time. It seems to be very popular, very magical and mysterious in itself, actually. So friends, which cards are you going to pick, eh? You can kind of couple them together, or you can kind of just pick random ones, but pick them now before I turn them over. So important to do that, because otherwise, well, I don't know, you can't just kind of pick and choose your own destiny in this life. I wish you could. I really wish you could. But here we go. Let's turn over the first angel card and see what we've got. Oh, surrender. Now, That's a very interesting message, isn't it? We've got the dove flying up from the earth realms towards the heavens, and very mystical and spiritual energies combined there. Beautiful green colours, actually, and so healing colours. And it reminds us, actually, that as above, so below, because as the dove flies towards the heavens, we have still got some very earthy green shades here. And, of course, everything is grounded by the trees. We've got this string, absolute direct string of lights here, which reminds me of the chakras in so many ways, and it's important to keep the chakras in balance. It's not too difficult to do that, actually, but it is rather difficult to remember it. So if you picked card number 1, friends, or if you picked this angel card as one of your cards, this is something very important to look into. Just think about the chakras. Visualizing and believing is as good as, the job's as good as done then. You just have to really keep on holding that intention. It's Archangel Azrael, and as with all the angels, it's your intention that really matters and really makes a difference there. So surrender and just kind of give in to the influences. We're going into Mercury retrograde just after I do this video, and if you're watching in the future, not to worry, the best time to watch these videos is right now, the moment that you, dear viewer, are actually drawn to watch them. But surrender to the divine. There's no point in fighting it. I have found that out to my cost throughout my life, and so just kind of give in, just let stuff happen, but always ask, in this case Archangel Azrael, or any of the angels, any of your guardians, your guides, your gatekeepers, just ask them, and then you can give up to life, give up to the influences of life, I should say, and just accept whatever comes. That's the best way, because fate is what it is, and there's no point fighting it, friends. So what's our first tarot card to go with that? 8 of Pentacles. Right, so this is great. We're really on the way to great abundance when we get the 8 of Pentacles. Looks like a bit of a struggle, really. The king here has got his long pencil, which is bigger than him, and not easy to do the job there. But this is why we need to surrender to the circumstances that we find ourselves in, because what he's doing there, he's working away anyway, and he's already produced 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 of the Pentacles, making up the bigger picture of abundance, and he's working on the 8th one there. So another feeling of as above, so below. That really seems to be coming into it. And by the way, in the 60-second tarot the other day, I did a bit of a Twin Peaks tribute, and then I realised that not everybody has seen Twin Peaks, and the hand gesture that I did at the end of it is all about as above, so below. One hand reaching up and the other hand lying down in the earth plane. So important, because although this world is a very mystical and very different experience to the afterlife, it's all about the soul actually learning and developing and growing, and the more we accept that that's the journey, and the more we willingly go along on that journey, the more we achieve. So whatever life has thrown at you, friends, try and use it for the best, try and make the best of it anyway, and just surrender to whatever is going on. Whatever's happening, whatever's there in your life at the moment is meant to be there. Even if it's not so good, there's something that your soul needs to experience going on there, absolutely, for sure. So there we have card number 1 and card number 1A, or whichever way you want to see it, really. I did say a 5-card reading, didn't I? Now I've got 10 cards out, but there are 5 of each, and they go in pairs as far as I'm concerned. So what is card number 2 with the angels? Heaven and earth. So, as above, so below seems to be a big theme for this video. Heaven and earth, and it's Archangel Metatron. And I'm sure many of you know, but I think it's just worth going over it here. Metatron means on a level with the throne. And the prophet Enoch is the earthly incarnation of Metatron. And he actually is said to sit right up there with the divine, on the throne, next to the throne, as it were, on a throne of his own. So heaven and earth, we can call on Metatron anytime, like any of the angels. And even though Metatron is such a high up angel, Metatron is there for all of us. None of the angels are physically limited. We've got to remember that. Not physically limited at all. So Metatron can work with anyone and everyone all at the same time if need be. So don't be afraid to call upon Metatron. We've got all these swirly lines all over this, and this shows, to me, it makes me, I suppose it's different for everyone, but for me this makes me think of the way healing energy can get in anywhere and can do absolutely anything. And all you've really got to do is decide to call in that healing energy, and it will come around and it will heal. We've got hearts everywhere, so we can heal relationships. We've got pentagram stars again, so another shot at abundance going on in this card. And also flowers reminding us of nature, because it is heaven and earth. The two go together. I know a lot of us are looking forward to that heaven rest thing when we come to the end of our worldly existence. But it's all kind of part of the same thing. It's all part of the soul journey, and we do need to have the experiences we're having in this life. So what is our tarot card for number 2? Number 2, the King of Pentacles. Right, more to do with abundance here, actually. Another Pentacles card, of course. And the King of Pentacles has put on a very good spread here, a very good feast. There's a drink of tea there. Being English, I do like a drink of tea. You could imagine that was a coffee pot if you prefer coffee. And why not? Because the idea is the King of Pentacles wants to cater generously for anyone who comes to the table. And this is all about the kind of things we can easily miss in our own lives, and it's also about the way we should share what abundance we have and make use of what abundance we have, because really there's a conveyor belt thing going on, and as we often say, one door opens, another door one door closes and another door opens. Let's put it in a happier light that way, because that's what it's all about, really. If we don't use the abundance that we have in the present time, at the present day, in the moment that that energy comes in that gives us abundance, if we hoard it up and we don't use it, then no more is going to come in. So use your gifts, friends, use what you've got. And remember, this is going with Metatron and heaven and earth here. So as you're using up that abundance and giving thanks for it, being thankful for the abundance that comes into your life, and actually being thankful for the abundance that goes out of your life too, because it allows more abundance to come in, then you will surely be in tune with heaven as you live your earthly existence. Okay, so that brings us to card number 3 with the angels. Completion, Archangel Azrael. Now then, this is a lovely card to have in the middle. You'd think of it as an outcome card, wouldn't you? But you know, whenever we have an outcome card in any kind of reading, it's the outcome as things are right now. Things can always go forward. Things always will go forward, actually. Even when the body dies and we pass on to the afterlife, there is more to the journey. There is always more to the journey, because it is eternal. But this card says, as we're coming into Mercury retrograde, actually, and as we've just been through the full moon, and I'll say it again, if you're watching in the future, don't worry about those things. This is the time for you to be drawn to this reading. It really is. And why not hit the subscribe button, actually, because there are more videos, more readings coming out from the Twig Brother channel all the time. And if you've already subscribed, thanks so much. But Archangel Azrael, all about completion, and all these pentagram stars in these beautiful bright colours all around this lady are very symbolic of our spirit guides, and there's a great big spirit guide coming right in close to you there. And this is how we really complete our worldly goals. We can't really do it without the help, without the assistance of the divine. A lot of people do live their lives without ever tuning into the divine, without ever believing in spirit beings or believing in the angels. But somehow they've missed something in their worldly journey, because this is one of the tests of earthly life that the soul goes through. Can we be on this earth with all the bells and whistles and all the worldly things that we want, and actually still believe in what matters, what goes beyond money, what goes beyond earthly abundance, which is the heavenly life. When we get that right, we find completion. And we find completion right at the heart of this reading, card number 3. It's the heart of the matter. It's what the whole thing is about. So what is tarot card number 3, my friends? It is the Knight of Swords. So really not perfect energy, but very powerful energy nonetheless. The knights are never quite as powerful as the kings, or even the queens for that matter, but they're that bit more elevated above the level of the pages. So there is strong energy and powerful energy here. It's a sword card, so this is all about making a decision. A decision, I would suggest, friends, to actually follow the spiritual guidance that comes to us in life, and just to follow the spiritual path through this crazy worldly life that we all have to live. It's very fast-moving energy with the Knight of Swords. He's not hanging about there, not at all. But at the same time, he's a unicorn. So, lots of magic there. And I guess the main message from this card in this position and in this reading is to go with the flow, because it is all about heaven and earth. This seems to have been a feature, or it's the name of this card, but it seems to be a feature of this reading. So the Knight of Swords there, carrying us forward with that thrusting, powerful energy. Okay. Heart of the matter again. So what happens after the heart of the matter? Here we go. Now if you picked all 5 cards, or all 10 cards, but if you picked all 5 positions, I should say, this is short-term future. If you picked cards number 4, or one of them, or both of them, then this is your card. Let's turn it over and see. Prosperity. Now then, this is what we like. How can prosperity possibly come after completion, we ask? Well, you know, as I said before, completion is always only a temporary thing. Whenever we come to an outcome, there is the rest of life to go. When we get the 10 of Cups, actually, that happy ever after card, when we have to have a plan to make it work. If ever there's a really good relationship, once it starts, we have to know where it's going for it to keep on being a good relationship. Whether that's with a loved one, someone wonderful that we've met and that we're now with, or whether it's, you know, a job or just something we're doing in our life. And prosperity is what we need to be aiming for, absolutely always. We've got pentagram stars here, and we've got these rays of light coming from this person's eyes. The angel is Sachiel here, and look at the earthy colours in this character's hair as well. We've got flower images, so we've got a lot of earthing, but we've also got what you might call the third eye, because there are only 2 other ones shown in the card. So even though it's coming out of her neck, it's the third eye. And what does the neck mean? It means the throat chakra. It means truth. So it's all about being honest with yourself as much as being honest with other people. We've really got to be honest with ourselves to make the most of the journey forward as we start to move ahead in this amazing journey through life. So tarot card number 4. Ooh, another Pentacles card. We've got lots of abundance showing through today. This is the 4 of Pentacles, and Mousy here is hiding away in the teapot, and we can see 1, 2, 3 pentacles on the teapot. And if we look closely, there is the 4th pentacle there inscribed on the biscuit. And there's a really nice sugar lump that I'm sure the mouse would like to actually eat. But the mouse can't enjoy any of these things. And someone's already had a bite out of this, so the mouse really wants to get out and finish it off before whoever it was that took a bite comes along and finishes the thing, because the mouse deserves this abundance. Excuse me, but the mouse is hiding away in the teapot. So for that prosperity to really make sense and to really work in your life, friends, take off your tin hat or your teapot lid, whichever way you want to see it, and don't hide away, okay? Whatever's coming towards us in this life is what's meant to come towards us, and I often say it because it's very true. The universe doesn't throw anything at us until we're ready to handle it, until we can actually cope, whether we know we can cope or not. That's the nature of the game. So, prosperity, come out of hiding, friends, or at least if you're not in hiding already, and maybe you're not, never really hide away from life if you can help it, because life is always there, giving you experiences that you're meant to have. And this is worth mentioning as we're coming up to Mercury retrograde at the moment. A great many of us hide from the general energy of Mercury retrograde because it does tend to be quite a difficult time. But it's difficult because it teaches us lessons. It raises blind spots in our awareness of our dealings with other people. And it's really, really worth knowing all about that and taking in what comes. So the lessons of Mercury retrograde are not to be hidden from. They're really not. And the less we hide from them, the more prosperity we have. So there is number 4 and 4A, or is it number 4 and number 8? You decide. It's entirely up to you. It really is. So we come now, if you picked all of the cards, this is the Angel Outcome card, and it's card number 5. So if you picked number 5, this is for you. Melchizedek and peace. And Melchizedek has a lot to do with the law of attraction. So yet again, we've come to an outcome card, a bit like the completion card here. We've come to an outcome, and there is much more to be gained, and it's to be gained through the general idea and through the workings of that beautiful concept, that beautiful idea of peace. And peace is never all about rest and relaxation. That's one side of it, and you know, we all need rest and relaxation. But look at the fire coming up from Melchizedek's heart here. Really fiery, and peace is a fiery thing, because the more we are at peace, the more we can hear our angels, the more we can understand and receive the guidance that's coming into us, the more we can use that law of attraction to actually attract the next steps of our journey, to be prosperous and to actually be, I guess, comfortable for us as well, because we do need that. And up here on the third eye, we've got the cross, and that's the Christian cross, but it's there symbolically of the fact that beautiful spiritual energies are forever to be found in the third eye. And the real magic of the third eye is that it looks inwards. You know, it's almost like the Hermit card, looking inwards. And it finds a great deal of true beauty in the human soul. Unfortunately, many of us try to hide that beauty, and we can see, if we look closely, the crown of thorns image there. And that is what this world tends to do to people with a beautiful spiritual message, unfortunately. And it's not an easy path to follow, but if we use the law of attraction, and if we try to be in a peaceful state with everything that's going on around us, so much the better and so much the further we will be able to travel on our journey. So, only one card left on the table to turn over from Tarot in Wonderland. If you picked Tarot card number 5, this is for you. 7 of Cups. Right, not really something I associate with outcomes, this one, but it is all about a very good route to finding an outcome, and it goes very, very well with the Peace card, because in the 7 of Cups, Alice is faced with this baffling array of different symbols and signs. No one knows what they mean. We've got, what is that, a toucan coming out of a cup there. We've got a castle coming out of another cup. I don't know what that is, a crown or something, fruit, all these different things. The cups are all about what we long for and what we desire, what we actually want to happen in life. And for that reason, particularly, it can get very, very confusing. And we look at life and we think, where on earth are the things we want in this jumbled up craziness of the lives we lead? And the fact is, the things we really want aren't there already. They lie ahead of us. So Alice is doing the sensible thing. This is the peaceful way to handle this. She's looking away from all the crazy images, and she's smiling and she's happy because she knows that the best is yet to come. There are also 4 candles in this image. So there's illumination, there's spiritual illumination going on all the time. And the candles are lighting up all these crazy images, but they're also lighting up the whole room. So let the light shine where it needs to shine, friends, and just be at peace with the idea that things go the way they go, and no matter what disappointments might come into life, we can always find our way forward, because this is a forward moving journey, and as I said right at the beginning, even when we come to the end of life, when we reach that completion, we go on to the rest of our eternal journey. And the more we learn and the more we understand in this life, the further we go, the higher that journey takes us, and the richer the soul becomes, because the soul is like a multifaceted diamond. It's always there in eternity, and each one of us in our worldly incarnation is one aspect of that diamond. When we reach the end of our life, that aspect goes back to the diamond, and when we reincarnate, it's another aspect. So, you know, got to make the most of this life. I'm not going to say it's the only one we'll ever get, but it's the only one we'll ever get in the actual facet of the soul that we're actually meant to be living at the moment. So we must do everything we can to actually keep going on that journey, to keep looking forward, and to try and stay in that peaceful state of mind. That way, the rest of it, as long as we can surrender to it, you know, we get the as above, so below going on. We get that completion in the end. We may not get it in this lifetime, but with the soul becomes complete that way. And prosperity is all part of it as well. And I know we need worldly prosperity, really, just to be able to keep going. It's a fact, and it's a very sensible fact. But again, it's a spiritual thing. We've got Sachiel here, really showing us all these beautiful colours of prosperity and reminding us with the earthy hair colour here coming out of the crown chakra, and the flower symbols, the flower petal symbols around the pentagram there, that again, as above, so below. That really does seem to be a theme of this whole thing. So friends, as we go into Mercury retrograde, don't fear any of this, don't fear anything. The more that happens, the more we're going to learn. So there you have it. I hope you found that a good one today. I'll be back very soon with more readings, live on Sunday, 3 p.m. Central USA time and 9 p.m. here in the UK. See you then, if not before. 60-second tarot out every day around about 1 p.m. UK time, which is nice and early in the American morning. In the meanwhile, I'll see you again very soon, friends. Love, light, blessings and peace.